Okay, today we're going to look at some Chinese cylinder heads and measuring valve spring heights. So for this you'll need a valve spring micrometer. This is a Proform one. We'll get in how to read it in a second. You'll need a valve spring or a valve. Any one will do. You'll need an intake and you'll need an exhaust for this operation. And you're going to need a retainer. Ideally the retainer you're going to use. These aren't the retainers I'm going to use. They're just ones I'm using for a ballpark. And you'll need a set of keepers. So for this, a few things to keep in mind. The retainer height may change where the spring height sits. You can get retainers that are plus or minus, I think 50 thousandths, and maybe even more or less. Same with retainers. I know you can get plus or minus, I think 10 thousandths retainer, or keepers. Something to think about. And then valves. You can get plus 3 thousandths or minus, 300 thousandths or minus 300 thousandths valves. This is just an old, I think, Manly exhaust valve that's been ground and polished out, but I just have. So first things first, what you need to do is figure out how to measure our valve springs. So this at fully maxed out is 1.5, I believe, 1.5 inches precisely. So, and then fully up, it goes to this is 1.6, because you got a 6 right there, would be all the way down. And then it goes out to, I believe, 2.2. So there's 2, 2.1. Yeah, so this one will go to 2.2. So the easiest way to show you how to read this will be to start. So the first thing you want to do is set your valve spring mic in. And you need to use a valve spring mic. Some guys will do it with a set of verniers. It's kind of not really going to be accurate enough to tell you what you really need to know. So there's 1.6. So then we'll start at this far exhaust valve. Put our valve in. Rotate our heads down. And then we want to try and hold the valve up. Place our micrometer in. Place our keeper in, and then we'll put, our retainer, and then we'll put our first keeper, and then that'll kind of hold that. And you can rock it forward. It's a little tricky here. Just gonna rock that forward, and now we're holding up on this, and what we're gonna do is just adjust our valve spring mic down, screw it out and make it bigger. So we want to spin it around so the number's facing us. So now we go to the first number where the line is uncovered. So in this, it has an 8. The 9 is not quite uncovered. And then we go down to the line that lines up with this vertical line, and that is a 70 thousandths. So that would give us 187 would be our head, and I've already measured this one. I got 178, I think, last time I measured it. This is just quick. So 1 inch, 800 thousandths, 878 thousandths would be our measurement. Normally on a cylinder head, you want 1 inch, 750 thousandths for your installed height, so your spring doesn't bounce. If you have too big an installed height, you won't have enough open seat pressure, and your valve will bounce on your cylinder head, and you'll bleed off compression, have all sorts of problems. And if you're using aluminum cylinder heads or going to the trouble of miking out your valve spring height, you probably do care about those kind of things. Okay, that's the quick and dirty way how to measure your valve spring height on a small block Chev.